Good morning. Can you believe it? It's day 29. We're really almost at the end now. So today's class is hips and glutes. If you remember all the way to day 1, that's what we had started with. We had started with our hips and glutes. So we've really come full circle. We just have today and tomorrow left. So let's begin with some Pilates clamshells. You can lower yourself onto your right hip and just prop yourself up onto your elbow, onto your forearm. So I have my elbow and my hip in line together, and one knee over the other. Both knees are bent. And just for a little bit of mobility, just work at lifting and closing that top leg. So really not overcomplicating things. I want you to really lift up through the bottom of the waist, but really just notice what the range of motion is in this hip. And take about 3 more. So working on strength and stretch today through the hips and glutes. And now go ahead and lift the toes up and now work the clamshell from here. So just notice how this changes the sensation of the movement with the toes up as high as they can go. Try to keep your chest elevated. Last 3, 2, and 1. Drop the legs down from here, adding a little bit of core strength. We're going to lift the hips up and straighten the leg and then drop it down. So really work through that bottom hip as you lift and lower. Try to be light on the left fingertips and even lifting out of this right shoulder. Take 3 more. Last 2. Last 1, a bit of a challenge. Stay up and just tap the toes down. So lower and lift for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it all back in together. Prop yourself up. Just take a little mermaid stretch. Same thing we did yesterday, grabbing a hold of the ankle. Right arm extends up and over. And we'll switch to the other side, maybe do a little teaser to transition, straightening out the legs. And we'll set ourselves onto our left hip, left elbow, bend the knees in, and start with the ankles just down on the mat. So you're just working at lifting and lowering that top leg. So working a little bit on strength, but mostly I just want you to recognize what that range of motion is in that hip. And I want you to feel the bottom waist lift up so that we're staying tall and engaged even through our core as we do this. Take 3 more here, keeping the toes together. And then we're going to do the same thing, but this time with the legs off the mat. So lifting the toes up as high as they can go and just wagging that knee open and close. And I find when we do this on the second side, it tends to start burning a lot faster because we already did the first side, and it actually works both hips for 3, 2, and 1. Setting it down, this time we're going to prop ourselves up and stretch out through that right leg before lowering down. So really tone and lift up through the obliques. Pick that hip up off the mat. Extend long through that leg. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. The real burn here. Tap down, lift up. Stay with it. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Tuck in into your mermaid stretch. So grab a hold of the ankle and reach that left arm up and back, or up and over, I should say. And coming all the way back through the center, let's find our downward facing dog. Palms shoulder width distance apart, feet hip width distance apart. Alternate bending one knee, straightening the opposite leg. Stretching it out here. And let's reach our right leg up towards the sky. Bend your right knee, open up your hip. And we'll find our low lunge. Back knee comes down to the mat, and see if you can add a quad stretch, circling that right hand up and back, grabbing a hold of that foot as you pull it in towards your seat. Carefully releasing the hold of that foot. We're going to come from here into cow face pose. So bring your right foot back. So I'm crossing my right thigh over my left one, and I'm going to widen my feet away from each other. So maybe you just work at pressing your hips back. You're already going to feel a nice stretch through the hips and glutes from doing this. If Gomukhasana, cow face pose is in your practice, then lower yourself all the way down. So you're coming up or you're sitting. My right knee is stacked over my left, and I'm going to fold on down. So really getting into both hips with this pose. Taking 3 deep breaths. Now we'll lift our chest up. If you had folded forward, come back the same way you got into it. So leaning onto your knees, and you can uncross, downward facing dog, lifting the hips up and back. Switching sides, left leg rises, bend your left knee, open up your hip, and find your low lunge. We'll add a quad stretch. Back knee comes down to the mat. You can circle your left hand all the way reaching back, and then bending into that knee, pulling the heel in towards the seat, getting deeper into our hips. Carefully letting go of the hold of the foot from here into cow face pose. I'm going to cross my left thigh over my right one, and I'm going to widen my feet away from each other as I start to press my hips back. Maybe I'm just going to hold the pose here, or you can take your seat and maybe stay up nice and tall or fold on down. Try to relax your arms and your shoulders. 3 breaths. And lifting up through the chest, rocking forward. We'll find our downward dog. This is our last downward facing dog. So stretch it out however feels really good for you here. And let's bring our knees down to the mat. Come to take a seat. I'll grab our affirmation for the day. Our affirmation together. My self-esteem is growing day by day. My self-esteem is growing day by day. And really feeling this statement land. Hands joined together. And we'll chant Om. Inhale, breathe in. Om. Thank you so much, everyone, for doing this hips and glutes flow. Day 29. Tomorrow is our last practice together. I mean, our last practice part of this channel. We can, of course, continue to do classes together. I certainly have like, I don't know, probably 1,000 classes online by now. So there's no shortage of those. But for Yogalates, yeah, only one more. Thank you for making it all the way to here. I'm super proud of you. I hope you're proud of yourself. I hope your self-esteem continues to grow day by day. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow for our celebratory practice, day 30.